And no, they're not that. That's the image that they are projecting. That's how they want you to view them, how they want you to see them. But that is not who they are. That is not their character. And you're looking at them like there's something. It's not about them. It's about you. You are that it guy. You are that it chick. You always have been. Sometimes people will subconsciously downplay themselves because of the power that is within them that they don't even understand themselves. It's like you somebody, but you pull back a little bit because you don't want anybody else to think you're trying to depreciate their value. But you know that it's about you. You don't dim your light for nobody. Don't dim your light for nobody. You understand? I'm not saying be arrogant or be conceited, but don't dim your light for other people. And don't look at other people like that you hang around or date like, oh, well, it's about them, because it's not. It's about you. It's about you, and God will flip them tables and turn them tables and show you that it's about you. It was never about them. Especially as it pertains to relationships. I'm telling you. Sometimes you have to be the gangster in your own lives, especially when it involves spiritual warfare. You understand? And fighting and all of that. It's like I don't know, it's like sometimes you can just watch certain movies and you can see yourself in a character. Even though you may not be bad like the character, it's certain things that the character did that you could identify with. And betrayal, to me, it's like there's no coming back from that. You conspired with somebody's enemies against them. You slept with somebody's enemies against them. You hung out with somebody's enemies against them. You talked with somebody's enemies against them. What in the world? What do people that have that mentality, what are they thinking? I don't understand the mind of people that betray people. If you don't like somebody, just don't deal with them. Don't just try to deceive that person, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of times people don't have you deceived anyway. It's just that people always try to see the good in people. But there are some people there's no good to see in them. And it takes a very strong person to not allow how somebody else has treated them cause them to mistreat other people. That's a very strong individual. That's somebody who knows his or herself. That knows that despite the battle that I had, I'm still going to respect somebody else, because what this person did to disrespect me, these people over here had nothing to do with that. I'm still going to respect them because they respect me. But as for the one that betrayed me, you're garbage to me now. That's how I feel. I'm not saying anybody has to feel like I do. And I'm not saying hate the person that betrayed you. Or like in certain movies, I'm not saying kill the person. I'm just saying that if you decided to remove that individual from your life, from your social circle, I feel like that's a very wise decision. Because one thing you can never really know is what's in another man's heart or woman. You can never really know. Yes, love is an action word, but a lot of people, they deserve an Oscar. They deserve an Oscar for the performance that they put on to get you, my sister, to get you, my brother. They deserve an Oscar, because if that was acting at its finest, can I get a witness out there? That was love bombing at its finest, my sister. That was love bombing at its finest, my brother. That dirty devil deserves an Oscar. A dirty one, the dirty version, whatever that is, made out of rust from a landfill or something. Particles taken from a landfill, objects taken from a landfill. They don't deserve the real thing. People are performers. It's like what I heard somebody say on the internet when I was online, I guess it was a day or so ago. You meet people's representatives when you meet them. A lot of times you meet that representative. People have been trained or taught either by their parents during their upbringing or themselves to be on their best behavior when they meet people. People want to be on their best behavior, but that doesn't mean that's who they are. A lot of women are in the graveyard now who were approached by men that were on their best behavior. A lot of men are in the graveyard now that were approached by women that were on their best behavior. And whether that person was murdered by a gun or murdered by betrayal due to they went out and slept with the wrong one and came back to you, whatever the situation, They met that person's representative. They didn't meet the real thing. And it ain't nothing like the real thing. Because when you meet the real thing, what you see, baby, is what you get. Yeah. Y'all remember that. If you're from the old school. I don't know. I had to go there. I don't know. I just heard that I think it was a movie or a song or something. From way back in the day. But anyway. I'm sorry. I know I didn't have to go there. But my point is this. When you meet people, you're meeting their representative a lot of times. Because people are taught to be on their best behavior. Even during the courting phase, they're taught to be on their best behavior. Even in friendships, they're taught to be on their best behavior. In your face. But you didn't see that other friend that they had, that they're now talking about you two. That's why you even have to be careful who you befriend. Because you don't know if they're just befriending you because they just want you on their hit list. And by their hit list, I mean they just want somebody else to talk about. They just want somebody else's business they can get in and go somewhere and talk and spread because they don't have nothing else going on in their lives other than you. You, and you. So sometimes you have to be a gangster of your own life. And you have to get rid of that which is bringing toxicity into your inner circle. That which is trying to bring down your empire. Now, I'm not saying necessarily a drug empire, but I'm talking about it's trying to bring down whatever you're building. You got to get rid of that toxin. Even your body rejects things that don't belong in it. Oh my gosh, can I talk about it? Antibodies and stuff built up or whatever. However that goes, medically speaking. You have to build up a resistance to foreign objects in your own body. It's already inbuilt and instilled in you by the Almighty God to reject that which does not belong. That's what you have to learn to do in your lives, in your personal lives, in your social circles, in your personal lives. Reject that which does not belong. Get rid of it. If it betrays you, it's an enemy. I don't care if you both built the empire together. I don't care if you both toasted together. I don't care if there was a time when both of you had each other's back. They had their weapon, you had your weapon, and y'all were like the tag team. I don't care what experiences you've gone through together. That one betrayal will change that entire dynamic. It will change everything. So it doesn't matter what you had prior to that. It only takes one betrayal to bring down an empire. It only takes one wrong person to bring down your entire life. So when you choose, my sisters, choose carefully. When you choose, my brothers, choose carefully. But also in choosing, remember this. That which was considered the underdog. If you trust in God, you will always end up the top dog. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just using that phrase dog figuratively. Meaning you will be the one. You were the one then. But you know Satan got to dangle a little bait in your face. He's got to place a couple of snakes around you. He wouldn't be himself if he didn't do that. And perhaps there's somebody out there now, you know, you got some two-faced folk around you that are going behind, maybe not city buildings, cutting a side deal with your enemies, but they doing something shady that can hurt you. You're going to have to be the gangster in your own life. Because remember, and I'm not trying to turn a negative into a positive, you know, talking about a gangster or somebody that was putting drugs in their own community. But I'm just saying, at the end of the movie that I had thought about, that had crossed my mind, the only one that person had who was the gangster was himself. At the end of the day, out of everybody that he had worked with to build his empire, and his, what they used to call it, a spoon coon or whatever you call it, however they pronounce that, the dude that worked with him to build all of what they had, at the end of the day, that person was left standing by himself. Now, I'm in no way trying to compare anybody to a drug dealer or whatever was going on in the